Before the fame, before the spotlight, before the world knew her name, there was a girl from Harlem with nothing but raw talent and an unbreakable will. This is Teyana Taylor. Unfiltered, unstoppable, unforgettable. Teyana Taylor was born and raised in Harlem, New York, a place where creativity and struggle walk side by side. Harlem doesn't hand you dreams. It tests them. From a young age, Teyana was surrounded by music, street culture, fashion, and hustle. Her mother, Nikki Taylor, became her manager, protector, and biggest believer. When others doubted, her mother doubled down. That belief would change everything. At just 7 years old, Teyana was already dancing. Not casually, not for fun. She danced like her life depended on it. She studied movement, rhythm, expression. Dance wasn't a hobby, it was her language. By her teens, she was already performing on major stages and catching the attention of industry insiders. Talent opened doors, but talent alone never keeps them open. At only 15 years old, Teyana signed a deal with Pharrell Williams' Star Trek Entertainment. For most teens, this would be a dream. For Teyana, it was a wake-up call. The industry tried to mold her, tone her down, soften her edge, change her image. She refused. Creative differences, delayed projects, silence where music should have been. Fame promised everything, then delivered frustration. Years passed. Teyana worked behind the scenes, choreographing, directing, creating. While others rose fast, she waited and waited. She watched opportunities slip by, albums shelved, momentum stalled. This is the part of success no one posts. Instead of quitting, Teyana evolved. She learned to direct, she learned to produce, she learned to own her vision. In 2018, everything changed. Gonna Love Me, a song, a moment, a rebirth. Her raw, authentic performance in Kanye West's Fade video ignited global attention. Not manufactured, not polished, real. Teyana released projects that reflected her truth, not industry trends. Her albums blended soul, R&B, vulnerability, and strength. She didn't chase charts. She chased honesty, and the world listened. Music wasn't enough. Teyana stepped into acting and proved she belonged. From indie films to major productions, her performances were raw and fearless. She wasn't playing roles, she was living them. Her marriage to Iman Shumpert became one of the most talked about relationships in pop culture. Two artists, two athletes of different worlds, one family. Motherhood changed her, not by slowing her down, but by grounding her. She became softer and stronger at the same time. Behind the beauty and success, Teyana faced serious health challenges, complications, surgeries, pain she rarely spoke about. Strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes it survives quietly. At the height of her career, Teyana stepped back from music, not because she failed, because she chose peace. That decision confused fans, but it defined her. Teyana Taylor isn't chasing applause. She's building a legacy. As a creator, a director, a mother, a woman who refused to be boxed in. Her story isn't about overnight success. It's about survival, reinvention, and owning your truth. This is Teyana Taylor. Not perfect, not polished, but powerful. Teyana Taylor didn't disappear. She was reloading, and when she returned, she came back owning everything. After years of being delayed, redirected, and dismissed, Teyana made a decision few artists dare to make. She stopped waiting for permission. She became her own creative director, her own choreographer, her own visual producer. The industry didn't give her power. She took it. Teyana's visuals weren't just music videos. They were short films, emotion-heavy, bold, unapologetically black. She directed for other artists who trusted her vision more than traditional studios. Behind the camera, she found freedom. Fashion wasn't about trends for Teyana. It was armor. From androgynous silhouettes to high-fashion editorial looks, she refused to fit the mold. She didn't dress for approval. She dressed for identity. Designers noticed. Magazines followed. Runways opened. While many focused on charts, Teyana focused on ownership. She diversified. Creative consulting, brand partnerships, directing contracts. Money followed control, not fame. Teyana Taylor's wealth wasn't built overnight. It was built brick by brick. Music revenue, tour earnings, film roles, creative direction deals. Every dollar had purpose. She invested in her brand, not flashy excess. Longevity mattered more than headlines. Hollywood noticed something different. She wasn't chasing roles. Roles were chasing her. From emotional dramas to gritty performances, Teyana proved she could carry a story. She didn't need reinvention. She needed recognition. Success didn't harden her. It clarified her. As a mother, she chose presence over pressure. As an artist, honesty over hype. Her life became intentional. When Teyana stepped away from music again, this time it wasn't pain. It was peace. She had nothing left to prove, only a life to protect. Teyana Taylor represents a new kind of success. Not loud, not desperate, not manufactured. Success that listens to its own soul. Her journey isn't about charts or contracts. It's about self-definition, about choosing authenticity in a world that profits from imitation. And this is only the middle of the story. Fame didn't change Teyana Taylor. It revealed her, because when the cameras turn off, her real life becomes even more intentional. Teyana's lifestyle doesn't scream luxury. It speaks clarity. Every decision, from where she lives to how she works, is designed to protect her peace. She avoids excess. No constant parties, no endless headlines, no chasing relevance. Her lifestyle reflects discipline, not distraction. For Teyana, home isn't about size or price. It's about energy, a place where creativity flows and her children feel safe from the outside world. Privacy is the real luxury, and she guards it fiercely. Her days are built with intention, movement, mental focus, family time. Dance remains her foundation. Even offstage, her body stays active, not for performance, but for balance. Teyana doesn't dress for approval. She dresses for truth. From minimal streetwear to bold editorial silhouettes, her style breaks gender norms and industry expectations. Every outfit is a statement, not for attention, but for authenticity. Fitness isn't about aesthetics for Teyana. It's therapy. Movement clears her mind. Strength builds confidence. Consistency builds control. Her physique is a byproduct of discipline, not obsession. Unlike many celebrities, Teyana doesn't live online. She posts when it matters. She disappears when it doesn't. Silence is part of her strategy. Stepping away from constant releases gave her something priceless. Time. Time to create without pressure. Time to choose projects carefully. Time to live. Freedom became her new currency. Motherhood reshaped everything. Career choices, travel schedules, creative priorities. Her children come first. Always. She isn't raising celebrities. She's raising humans. Teyana learned the hard way that success without boundaries leads to burnout. Now she chooses healing over hustle, growth over grind. She no longer needs validation, not from charts, not from headlines, not from the industry. Her confidence is quiet and unshakable. Teyana Taylor's lifestyle isn't about copying her path. It's about learning the lesson. You don't need to rush. You don't need to please. You just need to be true. And when you live with intention, the world eventually catches up. Teyana Taylor never chased money. She built systems where money had no choice but to follow. For Teyana, money was never about proving status. It was about freedom. Freedom to choose projects. Freedom to walk away. Freedom to protect her family. Every financial decision was rooted in control, not ego. Teyana didn't rely on one lane. She built multiple income streams: music royalties, tour revenue, film and television roles, creative direction fees, brand partnerships. If one door slowed down, another stayed open. Ownership became her advantage. She negotiated creative rights. She protected her likeness. She maintained control over visuals. This meant fewer shortcuts, but longer rewards. Directing wasn't just creative fulfillment, it was financial elevation. Behind the camera, Teyana earned more per project than many artists make on entire albums. Skill multiplied her income. Acting added stability. Film contracts, streaming deals, residuals. While music fluctuates, acting builds consistency. Teyana didn't say yes to everything. She chose brands that aligned with her image. Fashion collaborations, lifestyle campaigns, creative partnerships. Fewer deals, but higher value. Estimates place Teyana Taylor's net worth in the multi-million-dollar range. But the number doesn't tell the story. What matters more is how it was built. Slow, intentional, sustainable. Her spending reflects discipline, quality over quantity. privacy over excess, experiences over trophies. Money is a tool, not a personality. Teyana learned early that saying no is a financial skill. Walking away from bad deals protected her long-term worth. Short-term loss became long-term power. Her wealth supports her family without turning them into content. Private schooling, stable environments, normalcy, security matters more than spotlight. Teyana Taylor's financial story isn't about becoming rich. It's about becoming uncontrolled by money. She doesn't chase the bag. She builds the system that creates it. Her journey proves something powerful. Talent opens doors. Discipline keeps them open. Ownership changes everything. And when money stops controlling your choices, you finally become free. Fame doesn't just watch you, it studies you. And for Teyana Taylor, every move was examined, every silence questioned. As Teyana's visibility grew, so did expectations. Fans wanted constant music. Media wanted constant access. The internet wanted constant opinions. But Teyana wanted space, and space became controversial. A post, a caption, an absence. In today's world, silence creates headlines. Rumors filled the gaps she refused to explain. Her personal life attracted endless speculation. Moments were analyzed. Expressions were misread. Private decisions became public theories. Truth became secondary to engagement. Teyana chose restraint. No online arguments. No defensive explanations. No public breakdowns. Silence became her response, and silence requires strength. Confidence made her a target. Directness became difficult. Boundaries became attitude, especially for women who refused to soften themselves. The media often framed her story through extremes, either too bold or too distant, rarely human. When Teyana stepped away again, it wasn't drama. It was protection. Protecting her mental health, protecting her children, protecting her creativity. Healing doesn't always happen publicly. Sometimes it happens away from timelines and trends. She chose quiet progress over loud reassurance. Success stopped meaning relevance. It started meaning alignment. Alignment with values. Alignment with health. Alignment with purpose. In a culture obsessed with reaction, Teyana chose reflection, and that choice reshaped her narrative. She didn't disappear. She detached from noise, from expectation, from the need to explain herself. Teyana Taylor's greatest rebellion was refusing to let the world define her. She didn't fight narratives. She outgrew them. And sometimes, the strongest response is living well. And when money stops controlling your choices, you finally become free. Some artists chase history. Others become it, without ever asking permission. Teyana Taylor belongs to the second kind. Teyana's legacy isn't tied to charts or trophies. It's tied to impact. She proved that artists don't have to shrink themselves to fit an industry mold. She expanded the mold instead. Teyana redefined femininity in entertainment. Strong and soft, bold and nurturing, artistic and disciplined. She showed that women can be powerful without being palatable. Her influence reaches beyond sound. Fashion houses, creative directors, young artists searching for permission to be themselves. She gave them something rare, confidence without apology. Teyana never marketed herself as perfect. She showed growth, mistakes, evolution. That honesty became her superpower. Teyana Taylor's story isn't over. It's simply unrushed. More directing, more acting, more creation on her terms. No deadlines, no pressure, no compromise. Her journey teaches one timeless lesson. You don't have to burn out to shine. You don't have to explain yourself to be understood. This is Teyana Taylor, not a trend, not a moment, a movement. Subscribe to Life of Legends for real stories behind iconic lives.